Thank you for listening to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard. This episode has been brought to you in part by social support from Mark Gunn. Find out more about the Celt Father at markgunn.com and look him up on iTunes under Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. It's also been brought to you by support from Blame Your Brother Podcast. You can find out more about them at bybpod.com. And also, of course, we'd like to thank all of our lovely listeners. Thank you and enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You can't see it, but I am TeeVo, and that is the Beard.
Yes, and this is DragonCon Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to continue my recap of my weekend.
Yes. So this is we're at the second half of Saturday now. This is after Matt.
Last time we talked, we had just talked about my encounter with Matt Lesher,
yes,
a.k.a. the Reverse Flash.
Mm-hmm. And the interview that you can all listen to on our YouTube page.
Yes, please listen. I'm very, very proud of it.
Yes.
There are very few things in my life I am proud of.
But rightly so with this. Yeah.
Rightly so.
And now it's online, so it's forever.
It's forever.
Yeah.
So the next thing I did after Matt Lesher, let's say,
do you even remember anything after
I was floating on cloud nine.
Yeah.
So I needed to kind of, just take a minute.
Yeah.
And then my other people I was with, he definitely wanted to go to the vendors hall.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's good, because I wanted to then see Elizabeth Henstridge, but she had a pretty big line, and I was like,
And that wouldn't have been fair to her to take your high from Matt,
yeah,
and then go over to her.
Exactly. But she also had a big line, which definitely deterred me.
Yeah.
If she had a very manageable line, I would have totally met her right then and there.
Yeah.
But, I was like, you'll be here today and tomorrow if I need you. So, you know what? Hey, I'm going to come back, and we're going to see where you are.
Now, do you know on average about how long these people stay at the cons? Like hour-wise?
So the Walk of Fame has set hours.
Okay.
And then don't forget these people also do panels,
right,
and the professional photo ops. So there's at least 2 times a day they will not be there.
Okay.
And then a third, they got to eat.
Right, lunch break and all that.
Exactly. So on average...
And do not go up to these people on their lunch break.
Well, first you got to find them.
Yeah, if you find them.
Yeah.
If you happen across them.
Yeah, do not do that.
Yeah, they're trying to eat.
Yes. They're trying to fuel up so they can be there for you.
Yes.
That time they're eating is not for you.
Yeah. It's kind of like going to the zoo. You don't mess with the animals while they're eating.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Even if they are herbivores.
Right.
Just don't do it.
You could still lose a finger.
Yes, just don't do it.
Yeah.
So, I'd say, depending on what time, like on Friday, it opens at 1, goes to 6. Okay. So someone like Nathan, 5 hours.
Okay. But they're there for a good amount of time.
They're very, very good amount of time. On Saturday, Sunday, they open at 10 and go to 6. So roughly, factor in 6.5 hours at least at the Walk of Fame.
Now, have you ever had experience where you've been in line and the person left before you got your turn?
Like left, or like left to go do something?
Like left.
Yes.
Okay.
But only because I came so late.
Okay.
It happened with Jason David Frank the first time I met him. And I got there right as he was leaving.
So it's more on you than...
More on me.
Yeah, okay.
But they'll let you know.
Okay.
They'll let you know. They, they're volunteers and they're handlers. They kind of gauge whenever that person's ready to go. So they'll designate, you are the last person.
Okay.
So you will never get in line and then all of a sudden, unless it's an emergency.
Emergency, yeah, of course.
Like last year, Alan Tudyk had to do that.
Yeah.
People got in line and all of a sudden, we got to go.
Yeah.
Very
Star
sorry.
Wars emergency.
Yeah. Very sorry, but, we got
to
go. But other than that, they're really good about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't want to wait in the line because also I was like, well, she'll be here.
Right.
I mean, unless an emergency happens,
she'll
be here. So we go to the vendors hall. we go through all these, nice little shops and stands of vendors, of people who don't have stores, and this is the only way they make money, or stores, and they want to make a kiosk here,
or they have an Etsy shop,
and they finally get to see people up front. Whatever, it's all there.
Yeah.
But man, are those floors big.
And you said there's like 3 floors of shops?
3 floors of shops. I actually only made it to 2.
So if you want to spend money, they are there for you.
Oh, if you want to blow all your money, on geek items, you totally could.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, from what Wesley was telling me, you could go there and easily walk in, spend at least a cool $1,000.
Oh yeah,
before you even make it to the next floor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
and get good deals.
Yeah, but again, you're also buying it,
right? So. Yeah. It might be a little bit cheaper than it is on Amazon, but it still costs money.
Yes, you still have to, like I said with Zach Levi. Oh, it's a great deal. I would love to get an autograph and a picture, but I'm still having to spend $120.
Right.
It's a good deal, but I'd rather spend no money and unfortunately not be able to do anything with you.
Right.
So
you saw him.
You got to make those. You got to make those choices.
Yeah, you saw him and you got to breathe his oxygen for a little bit.
Yeah, you got to make those choices in life. So I only make it to the 2nd floor because again, my feet are killing me.
Yeah.
Because,
it's a lot of walking.
A lot of walking and, a lot of standing. I haven't sat in a while.
Yeah.
So I had to bail. I had to bail on him. Because I think the only reason I didn't persevere in the vendors was because I was already gearing up. Okay, so Elizabeth has a panel at this time. She has a photo op. So I should probably get in line, at this time to make sure I have a decent place.
You're doing the math in your head and all that.
Well, I was definitely factoring in. I need to sit down because I don't know when the next time I will.
Right.
So I bailed, and then I found a bench to kind of just, collect myself a bit. All right. And, look at the schedule, make sure nothing's changed.
Yeah, make sure she is still there.
Make sure she is still there. And once I got a good battery charge, I jetted straight to the Walk of Fame, got in line for Elizabeth, and I got there, and I was only the 6th person in line.
Okay.
So pretty good.
Yeah.
And I got there around 1:10. Her sign said back at 2-ish.
Okay.
I was like, yeah. Yeah. Well, 2 happened. She wasn't there.
2-ish,
it was more like 2:45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So more like 3-ish at that point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I wanted a picture because unfortunately only 3 people on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had pop figures. Yeah. She is not one of them, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
Then I will call her back. But I just wanted a picture with her. Yeah. Because, Simmons. Yeah. And I got up there, and she is pretty much how you expect she would be. Okay. She is pretty much Simmons. I don't know how much science she knows, right? But she is Simmons.
So she's very British.
She's very British, very bubbly. Yeah. And I just wanted to say, I even told her, I wish I had something more unique to say to you, but I'm only going to tell you what's in my heart right now, and that I love you as Simmons. I love the way you portray that character, and I love watching you every year. Yeah. And she thought that was very sweet.
I don't know her from anything else.
I don't know her from anything else, but, it's still, it was one of those moments I didn't want to sound like the other 6 people in line, but that's all I had. And I preface it by saying that's what's here. Yeah. It's what's right here, and I'm going to say it.
Yeah. And it's what brought her to the con and, is making her career. So I'm sure she doesn't hate to hear it.
No. And I left, and I was very satisfied, and I showed the picture to somebody, and that person then requested me to get an autograph, so it gave me another excuse to go back in line.
Yeah. Now, when you take pictures like this, how is this done?
You can either have the handler take it for you,
like with your phone, or
with your phone, or if you bring out an actual camera, and selfies are there too,
but still charged.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they offer it. It's just like lightning in the bottle. You take it, right? But you're definitely going to pay. And that's just that.
But like your selfie with Matt, that was one of the charged pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. The only free picture I ever got at Dragon Con was James Gunn. But like I said, he was
already free.
He was very much doing it for free.
Okay.
So I went and got another autograph from Simmons, or a autograph from Simmons for a friend of mine. And which is great because I did forget to tell her something. Okay. About a couple years ago. Yeah, a couple years ago now. It was for the season 3 premiere of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Dub Smash was really the Shield's thing.
Yeah.
I did a little Dub Smash of, one of her lines.
Yeah.
And it made my day because I just did it to be funny. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, Luke Mitchell liked it. Chloe Bennett liked it. And then Elizabeth Henry herself liked it on Twitter. And I was just like, oh,
yeah, you've made it.
I made it.
Yeah.
And I came back and I told her, that, hey, I'm back. I showed my picture and they were really jealous and they wanted an autograph from you. Nice. And also, I played her the Dub Smash. Mm-hmm. So, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And did she say she remembered it?
I'm sure she didn't.
Yeah.
But again, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But she did say she appreciated, I look really good saying her words.
Nice.
And she's
so she ever needs to stand in.
Yeah. She's like, you really got the mannerisms. Like, well, I'm
watching enough. Yeah.
Watching enough. I got it.
Because unlike the Netflix stuff, you have watched Shield on multiple occasions.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So that was nice. And that was pretty much my interaction with Elizabeth Henstridge.
Okay.
Very nice. Mm-hmm. Can't say anything bad about her, and I don't think anybody should.
Yeah.
So my next interaction was I went to get the Power Rangers next.
Okay.
So I had 3 Pop Figures Power Rangers. 2 were exclusive. 1 was a regular Black Ranger.
Okay.
So
now, which Power Rangers are we talking about here?
I met the Black Ranger, and I wanted to get, for that particular Black Ranger figure, I wanted the original Black Ranger. Mm-hmm. Walter Jones, he played Zack.
Yeah.
Met him. Let's just say those 2. So the 3 Power Rangers that were there, Jason David Frank.
Because he goes to any con.
He goes to any con. David Yost and Walter Jones.
Okay.
So I met Walter. I had told him that I met him a few years ago because he definitely tried to get me to buy a picture. I was like, oh, yeah, I already got one with you. And it was so cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, you look the same, I look the same. No need for another picture.
Yeah. David Yost definitely wanted to see if I wanted to buy a picture.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to.
Which, if they're requested like that might be a common thing. Not a lot of people ask for pictures.
Or maybe
it's like, can you put on the Power Ranger mask? Then I'll take a picture with you.
But I got him signed, and I told I thank Walter for coming back. I really enjoyed our interaction last time. Mm-hmm. He's a very nice guy, still a nice guy, and I just said, hey, thanks for coming back, especially because they started making Power Rangers pops after I met you. So I'm glad you came back, so we can complete this thing.
Right. Yeah. So now you got the picture and the autograph.
Yes, just 2 different years.
Right.
David, I just wanted his autograph.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against him, but I didn't want a picture.
Yeah, I mean, I only know him as a Power Ranger. I wouldn't even, if he walked by the window, I might kind of recognize him, but I still see him as the younger version.
And then I got Jason David Franks. He signed his with a green pen.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I wanted you to sign it with a white pen.
I'm going to say this. Even though those 2 kind of felt like they were trying to upcharge me.
Yeah.
Or upsell me.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed that Jason David Frank kind of did.
He did, huh?
Kind of. So I was the last person in line before he left to go eat.
Yeah.
And I told him that, this is like my 4th time seeing you. I met you at Dragon Con the first time you came here, and you were great. I met you at Wizard World, and I told a story on stage, and you let me come on stage and take a picture with you. It's so nice of you. And then he was like, oh, man, you want another picture? Just do an upgrade. I was just like...
Oh, wow.
I was like...
Didn't I just tell you got a picture with you on stage?
For free? It was free.
Yeah.
And I was like... And I just gave the plight, no, because that one was so perfect. But I was like, dude.
Right.
You trying to hustle me?
It's like these other 2 Rangers I understand, but, you do a lot of cons. I'm sure.
Here's the thing. I think... I'm not trying to make assumptions about his life now, but I remember when he first started really doing cons. Yeah. I think when he started really understanding that people still like him. Yeah. In that way, that they will flock to see him, not just a pure nostalgic thing. Yeah. But I remember saying, he loves his fans. He loves, he Mark Hamill's it. Right. He knows where he came from. He knows what makes him.
He might over embrace it though.
Yeah. But I remember him saying, I would do this for $1. Mm-hmm. So when he was trying to upsell me,
you should have gave him $1.
I should have been like, I should have. But it's like,
here's $1. Now take a picture.
I think those days are kind of long gone. Yeah. I don't think he's going to do it for $1 anymore. and if he's still saying it, I might be like, I'm not trying to call you out, but
yeah. If I just slide 4 quarters to him, it's like, there you go. It's like,
but it kind of disheartened me, not in a bad way that it negatively ruined my day, but it's just like, really, dude?
Yeah, it's like I expect that from the other guys.
Yeah, because they need it.
Right. Yeah, they probably need the parking money.
But you, come on.
Yeah.
But still, hey, it's great to get an autograph. But like I said, that I've met Jason a lot now.
Yeah.
And I got a professional photo with him in his White Ranger suit.
Yeah.
I got a selfie with him. I'm good.
What else do you need?
And now I got an autograph pop.
Yeah, that's the trifecta right there.
I mean, yeah, not out of anything negative, but I don't foresee me trying to meet him again.
Yeah, I mean, who'd have to bear a child for you? That's the only next logical step.
Exactly. I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But still, all around positive. The next person I did seek out later in the day was Michael Rosenbaum.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice guy. Totally, definitely very fan oriented.
Yeah.
Obviously charging because, they got to make money. But he was more or less promoting his podcast, which I didn't know he had a podcast. Huh. I'm going to take a listen now.
I guess if we can have a podcast, anybody can.
All right. But I told him, because Michael Rosenbaum as Wally on Justice League was my first kind of introduction to anything Flash related. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I was aware of who the Flash was. Yeah. But I never really, knew anything about the Flash. Mm-hmm. So watching Justice League and, seeing how they did that character and the way he voiced the character, definitely made me a Flash fan.
Does he sound like the Flash?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of like Baymax sounds like Baymax?
Yes.
Yeah. Wesley told me about your experience with meeting the real Baymax.
Scott Adsit.
Yeah.
It's all. Don't forget his name.
Yeah.
So, but I did want to say, even everybody here knows that Wally has been usurped as my favorite Flash. Right. And it's Evard. Yeah. But I did give props to Michael Rosenbaum. He's like, it was definitely you who definitely introduced my love of the Flash. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he is what led you to where you are now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I wanted to give him props. I didn't want to say that he's been usurped.
Right. But you never forget your first.
I do not. There are advantages to being first as well.
Right. Yeah.
But he, gave me a card for his podcast. Okay. And he definitely was listening because I said, other than, the obvious. Okay. Other than the obvious, I did enjoy this movie he did called Hit and Run with Dax Shepard. Okay. And he's like, oh, man, you should definitely listen this week. I actually have Dax as a guest. So I was like, oh, nice. Actually, yeah, okay. I'll listen. Yeah. It's on my thing.
And would you like to give a shout out to his podcast here?
What's the name of it again? You put me on the spot.
Oh, I expect you to be prepared with that since you mentioned his podcast.
I'm on airplane mode and I don't feel like...
Okay. We'll put it in the description. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I haven't listened to it yet. But also, I haven't listened to any of my podcasts this week. So, Anna Faris has one out right now with Emma Roberts. Haven't listened to it yet. Yeah. So, I'm playing...
I mean, you're still coming down...
I'm playing catch-up here.
Yeah, you're coming down from the Dragon Con high.
Yeah, playing catch-up. Yeah. There's the one from Janet Varney as well I haven't listened to. So, we'll get there. Yeah. Let's see. So that pretty much was my Saturday. Okay. It was definitely a lot of waiting, but totally worth it. Mm-hmm. I even forgot to eat.
Oh, well.
So did Wesley.
Yeah.
We just we're so intent on doing our thing. Yeah. We were just like, oh crap, we are really hungry. So that night we left the con, as in like away. Right. Had dinner with friends of mine outside the city, and we ordered a lot of food because we're like, we forgot.
Because now you overeat.
Oh, we forgot to eat. Yeah. So we were overeating, and that was pretty much Saturday. A great day.
So before we take another break here, just to clarify to people who've never been to any cons before, so you're able to basically come and go as you please throughout the whatever your pass is. So like if you have the full weekend pass, so like if you wanted to middle of the day go back to your friend's house and then come back that night,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The only thing
clear this up for anybody who doesn't know.
Fantastic question.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to suck for you is that you need to get a new parking pass.
Right. Yeah.
Most of these garages do not allow in and out.
Right. But the con itself does.
The con itself does.
So if you're taking like mass transit or something,
or Uber, Lyft, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
you're not stuck at the con.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You can definitely go in and out.
Okay.
It's just the garage may not feel the same way.
Right. Yeah. At least not for free.
Oh yeah,
for a price you can come and go as you please.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, that's a better way to put it. Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, you can leave.
Yeah, please. Leave every 10 minutes if you want.
Don't think you can use that same parking pass to get back in.
Right, and we may or may not be full when you get back.
Yeah. But you can totally leave.
So if you leave, make sure it's worth the risk.
So I think that's the other reason why I get so tired at the end of the day, because I make sure to do everything. Yeah. And I've gotten better that I definitely plan out certain people, because I remember the first year I really saw the Walk of Fame, and then the next year I wanted to get everybody in one day.
Yeah.
And then by the next two, I was like, oh, I guess I'll see him again.
Yeah.
So
you spread it out a little bit more?
Well, last year, that's exactly what I did with Brett Dalton. Yeah. So that was a plan. Right. I had planned to see him daily. Yeah. So now I've gotten better each year to be like, okay, I'm going to see these people this day. And okay, that person, like Nathan Fillion, well, obviously I'm going to see him on Friday.
Yeah, because you won't have another chance.
And Billy Piper was only coming in on Sunday. So obviously that's the only day. Yeah. So we kind of work around there. So I like that, how I've done that.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap up Dragon Con. And we're back.
So we're now on Sunday.
Yes.
Same deal. Got some great sleep.
Yep.
Ready for another early morning.
Ate your Wheaties, drank your vitamins.
Sure did.
Yep.
And so the plan was this time we're going to tackle the Doctor Who people.
Okay.
And
even though you're not a big Doctor Who fan.
Not at all. Neither is Wesley.
Yeah.
But these actors happen to do other things that we enjoy.
Right.
And
even though some of them aren't long lasting, like Selfie.
That's true. So they'd gotten better about separating certain high profile guests.
Okay.
So
how do you mean separated?
So Arthur Darvill, Matt Smith, Billy Piper, Karen Gillan, they were not in the Walk of Fame. They actually had a room a floor below. So that's where you went to get your Doctor Who autographs.
So the Walk of Fame is something that's all weekend. It might not be the same people in there, but it's
all weekend.
All weekend.
Well, technically this would be too. Just certain people had certain availability. Right, so obviously,
But I mean, like a named room, like the fact that it's called Walk of Fame, it's called that all weekend. It's not like room 8, hall H or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had a special room for all the Doctor Who guests.
Okay.
Which is good,
So it showed they actually kept the people together.
Yeah.
Unless for some reason you went to go see Arthur for Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, I mean, Alex Kingston was there as well. She was in the Walk of Fame for some of the time.
Okay.
And John Barrowman was definitely in the Walk of Fame. I don't think he went in that room.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking that he's more promoting Arrow and stuff like that now anyway.
Yeah. But, hey, he's still Captain Jack.
Yeah.
As I'm told.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know.
Even when I saw him in Legends of Tomorrow, I'm like, Captain Jack would not be doing that.
You're like, you're disgracing this character.
Who's this Merlin guy?
So, we got in line, and I thought it would have been best because Karen Gillan was only having one more day at the con, and Billy Piper was the only day there.
Okay.
And to give background why I'm seeking these two people out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Marvel Kool-Aid, Nebula, but I just find Karen Gillan to be a just fantastic person.
Right.
To the point where when we did our crush video, I was like, I can't even see her as a crush. She's like sister-ish to me. I hate that, but that's just...
You just love her on a different level.
I do love her on a different level.
And if we ever record this in Alabama, then you can admit that love to her.
Yes, yeah. Billy Piper...
We just lost all our Alabama listeners.
Billy Piper, I watched in a show called Secret Diaries of a Call Girl.
Okay.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
I mean, beyond, the initial appeal.
I mean, people can go by the title to assume what it's about.
But I did enjoy her character very much that she played in the show for 4 seasons.
Okay.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to meet her as. Now, I did buy a Rose Tyler pop.
Of course.
Because I don't think they're making pops of other characters she's done. I can't say for the future.
Right.
But I did want an autograph.
No Call Girl pops?
Oh, man. I'd gobble them up.
That'd be a special Funko collection there.
Would be just for me.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I wanted an autograph. But I wanted an autograph on a pop figure.
Right.
So it's kind of limited in my choices there.
Because if anybody follows you on Instagram, they can see your collection there.
Yes. So we get in line, and it's already outside the building. We're like, all right, hey, that's just what's new.
Yeah.
And we got in line, and people were starting to form up lines. So our initial plan was, hey, let's go get Karen first together, and then I'm going to get Billy. You do something. We'll meet up later.
Yeah.
Sounds solid.
Yeah.
So we get in line, and then they call for a line. All right, coming in. We're doing Billy only right now. So if you want Billy, let's go. And I just ditched him. Because I was like, well, I mean, might as well.
He said, let's go, so we got to go.
Might as well.
Yeah.
What we didn't know, which I should have known, so this is the faux pas on the veteran here. If they have a special room, you need a ticket.
Yeah.
Or basically it's like your placeholder of sorts. Not like you can't get in, but there are people who already bought their autographs and they got a ticket. Okay. So they can just go right in.
So this is one of those times where if you're not getting an autograph or a picture, chances of you getting in is a lot slimmer than like the Walk of Fame or something like that. Okay.
Oh yes.
So if you're going for Doctor Who,
well, the only way you could fly with that is if your buddy is buying an autograph. Oh, in this room, no pictures.
Okay.
For certain guests, if you want a picture, photo ops.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So this room, all autographs. So the only way you can say hi is if you have a buddy, or you make a buddy right there, and follow them and say hello as they're signing. Okay. But by yourself, no. Right. I would doubt it. And plus again, it's not like because you bought a ticket already for an autograph, you just go stroll in. Right. No.
There's still a procedure.
You're still waiting.
Yeah.
And again, it's the same thing. Is it really worth it?
Right.
So.
But when you're getting your pop figure signed, it's worth it.
Yes. Yeah. So I didn't have a ticket. And I said straight up, hey, I didn't buy one. Can I still be in this line? I will buy one. Yeah. I will abdicate my spot in line. Just don't take me out the line. Right. And that's totally cool. She even said, you can keep your spot in line. I was like, hey, it's okay. These people did it right. Yeah. I don't want to disrupt that. Just, don't make me go away.
Yes, I'll go to the end of the line. I just don't want to be out.
Exactly. And bought my autograph ticket. And what really made me and Wesley mad the night before, because they had the prices out by the door. So, another reason. Yeah. If you are not doing anything, they don't really want you in there. Yeah. And it could be said nicer, but essentially it. Yeah. So we were upset because the autograph for both Karen and Billy were $60 each. But they had a special disclaimer. If you had like a memorabilia or a large prop, it was going to be $80. And you got to give the volunteers at Dragon Con some slack because they're sometimes not told everything. Right. So we asked some people, it's like, hey, does a pop figure? One, I had to explain what a pop figure was to somebody. So
that should be common knowledge when you're at Dragon Con.
I was trying to be, being nice, but at a certain time when I said pop figure, and she just looked at me. And it's not like I'm talking about an older person. This was a person of this generation.
Because I've had, out in the real world, I've had to describe pop figures for people, and I hate describing them because it lessens their personal value if you actually just describe what it is. Yes. Because they're nothing in and of themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, they're nothing.
Yeah. But they're not even toys.
But I like them.
Yeah, so do I.
But, I said, hey, does a pop figure count as a regular or is it an extra large item? And we got kind of the consensus that it was an extra large. So we were
I wouldn't agree with that.
Oh, I don't. That's why we were mad. Yeah. I would have spent $80, I wasn't going to be happy.
Yeah.
So I walked in, and this is where serendipity came in. So I said, "May I have a autograph for Billy?" She just looked at me and said, "That'd be $60."
Not gonna question it. Not gonna argue.
Did not.
Yeah.
And I even thought, "May I also go ahead and buy one for Karen?" Okay, that'd be another $60. All right.
Again, no arguments.
No argument. Got in line, and I was like, okay,
So you're making your own deals.
If they make me,
right,
I will do it. I'll be a good sport if they make me.
Right, but you're not going to request to spend an extra $20 each.
No.
Right.
Because I was looking around, so they gave us little tickets, and I was like, okay, I got a green one. I hope green didn't mean like regular, and then I get there, and then they're gonna make me.
Yeah.
But then another girl in my same line had a white one, and then another person had a light green one. So I was like, okay, so color
means nothing.
Color means nothing.
Yeah.
But what did make me kind of get a little nervous was someone saw my pop figure, and they were like, oh, that's good. They're asking questions, whatnot.
Yeah.
And they said that person who took their money for the ticket did ask, "What are you having signed?"
Oh, so they didn't even ask you.
No.
But did you have it? Was it visible?
No.
Okay.
But
you weren't like actively hiding it.
I wasn't actually hiding it because it was in my backpack, and I was wearing my backpack.
And had they asked, you would have revealed the pop figure.
I would have been honest, and they revealed. But from what I was told, when some people bought it, they were like, "What are you having signed?" When I went up and said, "Hey, may I have an autograph from Billy Piper, please?" $60.
Okay.
So
hey, you did not lie. You
did not lie. Okay. And I learned once you got there, once you bought it, you have bought it.
Yeah.
So there was nobody giving a crap once they got there.
Yeah.
But man, was that line, because the room that we were put in is significantly smaller.
Yeah.
And you're packed in there like sardines. They snake, let's say I'm using my phone for a visual representation of the beard. Let's say this is the room. So they snake lines like this, and this. So
it's really, to describe it to our audience, it kind of is like the game snake.
Yeah.
Where it's like, once you get in, you ain't getting out.
Yeah. So, you are packed in, and you, again.
So take your bathroom breaks before you get in these lines.
Well, luckily there is a bathroom close by, and they said, and they're really nice. They said, there's water outside. If you have to step out, please do so. I do not want people dying in my line.
Right.
But
at the same time, if you don't have to, you don't.
Yeah. And also, same rules, can't sit on the floor.
Right.
Unless you have a very good reason. You gotta stand.
Yeah.
And I stood there for a while. I was like, where is Billy?
Yeah.
And then she came in, and the line wasn't really moving. And kind of the same thing with Nathan. She was, having conversation with people. But once the line moved, it moved. Okay. So it was like a giant standstill for many minutes.
Yeah.
But once it was happening,
the snake got going.
And so I came up, and I presented my pop figure. I said, "May I have an autograph?" And I told her that I really enjoy, her work. I particularly enjoy Secret Diaries of a Call Girl.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of had a very positive reaction.
Okay.
Because, the people before me obviously was talking about
Doctor Who.
Which, great.
Yeah.
But
when you're in the Doctor Who room.
But it was definitely her reactions were, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's so great."
Just heard that 500 times. But thank you. Thank you personally.
But I got up there, and I said nothing about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I talked about this character. And she was actually talking about the character with me.
Yeah.
Again, I know this negates the whole finding something that's not the norm for them.
Yeah.
But for me...
But you're not doing it on purpose.
No, that was all I had.
Which then makes it funnier that you're actually getting reactions.
Yeah.
Where the one who's attempting to do it on purpose, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the character, I said, I loved the character she played, and I loved the relationship she had with the other actor on the show. Yeah. And I said, I almost cried on the finale when they didn't get together. And she was like, but she was a terrible person. I said, I know, but I just wanted them to get together so bad.
And to do kind of another little etiquette pop-up, when you meet these people, don't lie about what you're a fan of.
Yeah.
If you meet Matt Smith and you've never seen him on Doctor Who, Don't say I loved you in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You can say something general like I love your work.
Yeah.
And then he can take that however he wants.
Yes.
But
yes. I never said I was a fan of Rose Tyler.
Right. Yeah.
I just wanted to pop autograph, but I didn't want to explain that. That's why I led with, hey, this show.
Right. Yeah.
And I think she could tell that I did watch the show. I mean, I was talking about heavy spoilers.
Yeah, and if she wants to assume that you also watch Doctor Who, that's on her.
Yeah.
You never said anything.
I never said that I love Doctor Who.
Right. And I'm sure if she would have asked you, you probably would have been like, not watched it.
I would have been semi-honest. I would have said, a friend of mine showed me a lot of clips of the show, and you're fantastic in it.
Yeah.
It's just very true. So that's not a semi-truth. That's 100% truth.
Yeah, because you're not saying you're a fan of the show by any means. So,
but I do compliment that, from what I've been shown of your clips.
Yeah.
Hey, they're great.
So when you go there, people, be honest, be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're probably still happy you're giving them money.
Right, yeah. And most of them don't really care what you do with that autographed picture or pop or they understand some of this stuff is going on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nature of the game.
Yeah. So. And I tell people not my nature, but just
if push ever came to shove.
Yeah, if push ever came to shove, if I need to eat.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss them.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then Wesley and I, we got our photo op with Stan Lee.
Nice.
So Stan Lee, another person, if you want a picture at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, the amount of time that would take for that sort of line, too.
Exactly. So all of his photos are photo ops. And another con tip, photo ops are just that, photo ops.
Yeah.
This is not a meet and greet.
Right.
This is not a time to tell your person that you love them and, that this is the episode you like or the film you like.
Yeah.
Nope. You get up, say cheese, you walk away. Now, is that fair? Not really, but it is. Now,
what about these people who kind of get crazy with their pictures, with the stars? Have you ever done that? Or
no, I haven't done it. And I think, if you overall got to go in knowing what you want to do. If you have a costume and you have...
No improv.
Yeah. If you have a specific pose that you want them to do... Yeah, you gotta know it. Yeah. Tell them immediately.
And also be willing to accept no as an answer.
And if they do an improv, all the better.
Right. If you want Stanley to put you in a headlock and he says no, just say okay. Don't try to force your head between his arm or something.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just kind of don't realize that about photo ops. This is not the meet and greet.
Right.
Is it fair you're paying a lot of money for just 2 seconds? Yeah. Not really, but that's just the nature of it.
I mean, can you say hello in 2 seconds?
Sure. You sure can.
Yeah.
You can ask them how they're doing? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not a...
I mean, I'm guessing if you can get like one quick line out, like love your work. Yeah.
Pretty much. That's all you got. Because that's...
But just expect a thank you at the most back from it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we did that, and then we figured, okay, because I was going to get Karen's autograph after Billy.
Oh, hold on. We go back to the photo op thing. Do they, because I sometimes see group shots on there, do they charge per person or per picture?
Person, what do you mean?
Like, so let's say you and Wesley wanted to be in the picture together with Stanley. Are you...
Per picture.
Per picture?
Okay. So we split the cost.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah, because you see people when there were like 4 and 5 people in one picture.
Oh man, they make so much more money. But
yeah.
I think that would draw the line on people. It's per picture.
Okay.
So, you can split the cost between X amount of people. Well, I think 4 is the maximum you can have in a picture.
Yeah.
But even then...
Just space-wise, it makes sense.
But even then, 4 divided by however much, 120 at the most.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
But so after that, we went to Karen Gillan's line because in the Doctor Who line, they were very nice. The volunteers were nice, especially the lady in charge.
Yeah.
The volunteer in charge said... If you get an autograph and you have a ticket for another one, just go get it. Do not get back in line. If they are there, get it.
Okay.
So that was my plan with Karen. But Karen decided to not be on time that day.
So there were a lot of time issues.
There were.
Yeah.
Well, some of it was, a little bit of them, but, sometimes timing between like panels and photo ops and getting rides or meals. I mean, just, it's a very loose thing, time.
Yeah.
Cons.
Yeah.
But you yourself has to know what you're doing.
Yeah, if they're supposed to be there at 2, you need to be there at 2.
Yeah.
Whether they're there or not. Or before, yeah.
Yeah, definitely before. If
Yeah.
you're there at 2, you're late.
Well, yeah.
Even if they're not there, you're still, because there are people who are there way before you.
Yeah.
So Karen, was supposed to be there early. So that was my original plan when I got in Billy's line. It's like, oh, great. After Billy, I'll just get Karen, and I'll just wait on Wesley.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the case. Karen decided to come around 1:30.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, well, let's go get Karen. And again, we were in line a long time.
Yeah.
But once it happened,
it moved. Yeah.
It moved. I got an autograph, and Karen Gillan is so lovely.
Yeah.
So lovely. I mean, I don't know if anybody out there doesn't think that already.
Yeah.
But she's just a lovely woman. So I had her sign a Guardians Galaxy Volume 2 Nebula Pop.
Okay.
And I wanted it in gold on the side of the box. And she even tested like the bronze gold pen. She was like, she didn't like it, but she did it anyway. So she signed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fantastic.
Yeah.
But she just looked at me and was like, how do you feel about blue? And I was like, great.
Yeah.
And I told her, like, I met you 3 years ago at another con in Atlanta, and you were so nice to me then. I've been telling people since then how nice you were, and I'm glad you're still nice.
Yeah.
And while she retraced her signature.
So you have a double autograph.
I have a 2-toned autograph.
Nice.
And like the first one she just signed, as we all sign real fast.
Yeah.
This one, we got time. As in, like, she was tracing the K
nice.
and ill.
So she wanted to make sure it looked good.
And that was very sweet.
Yeah.
And then I told her, obviously, I did want to mention, because I did have a lingering question. I don't know if you ever seen, it's on YouTube. Look it up if you haven't. I think you'd appreciate it. It's a short film she wrote and directed.
Okay.
It's called Conventional. She plays I guess a former teen screen queen or something. Okay. Who resorts to cons as her income. Yeah. And I think there was also
based on true stories.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a great short film. Look it up. We'll put the link up as well. Yeah. But after I saw it, I was like, she is not trying to tell us anything, is she? So I wanted to say that. I said, hey,
is this a cry for help?
Right? Yeah. That's how I took it, other than being a nice little piece. Right. So I, while she was tracing her name, I said, I actually really enjoy the short film you did. And I thought it was really good, but and she said, thank you, of course. And I said, but I got really scared. I was like, I was worried. I was like, you weren't trying to tell us something, were you? She's like, no. And she was like, I was so worried about my con life after that came out.
Yeah. As she's shaking her head, yes. She's telling you no. Yeah. Now, I want our audience to understand that when they hear you making requests for, can you use this pen color, or, can you sign it like this, that, or whatever, that while you do have positive stories from that, people who go, they, again, have to be ready for a no. So if you would have said, can you sign it in gold? And she said, no, I'm signing everything in blue. You would have been fine with that. Yeah. Yeah. And it definitely didn't have to be two-toned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she could have just left it. I would have been fine. Right. She left it. I didn't think it actually looked that bad. But yeah. Hey, if Karen Gillan is telling me that she wants it in blue, by all means, we're going to have it in blue. Yeah. But so that was really nice of her, and it just all positive experience. And I looked at Wesley and I said, thankfully, we have been hitting lines at the perfect time. Everybody we've met has been just fantastic, and so thankful for that. Yeah. But that was pretty much my Karen Gillan experience, but a great one. Yeah. Nonetheless. Yeah. So after that, I wanted to go meet Winona Earp. Okay. So this year at Dragon Con, they had pretty much the entire cast of Winona Earp there. And for those of you who don't know, you can watch at least season 1 on Netflix. Yeah. I didn't go to any panels because, as I told them, I'm really behind. Yeah. Really behind. And I assume a lot of stuff has happened. Yeah. And you're going to talk about it, as you should. Yeah. So, Yeah.
Yeah, because the panels are made for fans.
Exactly. Yeah. And, it's kind of like what we do here. If you don't want to be spoiled, please hit the mute.
Yeah. Fast forward. Put your fingers in your ears while you're listening to
Exactly. So on Saturday, I had met Melanie Scrofano, who plays Winona Earp, and because there are no pop figures yet, I just want a picture because I enjoyed them on the show. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't taking pictures. Oh. But it goes back to your earlier question. Can you meet them? Yes, and I did. And that's, when I said, hey, I really like you on the show. I really wish I could come to your panel. Yeah. But, I'm really far behind because Netflix hasn't caught up. So I don't want to get spoiled. Yeah. And she's like, oh, good, because we're totally going to talk about it.
Yeah. Like you said, rightly so.
Yeah. But being the con veteran. Yeah. This isn't the first time someone's not done a picture and then changed their mind. Oh. Here's the thing, because Melanie, I think because she confirmed a lot later than the rest of her cast, she wasn't near the rest of Winona Earp cast. Okay. Everybody else, including the showrunner who had a table, all in a row. Yeah. So she was all the way on another side. And I like to think...
Because her name's not in the title or anything like that.
And I don't know if maybe... are you familiar with the show?
Semi. I mean, I'm further behind than you are.
Okay. Well, the character Waverly had a big line. Yeah. And I think, the character Waverly and Officer Hot, a lot more people identify with them a little more, especially the nature of the show. Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah. But they had a big line. Yeah.
It definitely works in your favor, though, in this case.
Well, and I was like, first time I met Melanie, she had no line. Yeah. I was like, you're Winona Earp. Right. Your name is, your character is the name of the show. Yeah. So I thought, it's like, how is this possible? Mm-hmm. And then she wasn't taking pictures. And I was like, all right. So after we got through with Doctor Who and used my Dragon Con knowledge, I was like, this is the first time. I remember the year Anna Silk came to Dragon Con. She's Lost Girl. I remember the first day. Oh, no, you have to go to the photo ops. You want a picture of the Anna. Okay. Yeah, see how much everybody else is making. Not in a petty way, but really. Right. I mean, again, it's not about money, but it is about money. Yeah. And if your co-stars are making a lot more than you, on just one more little item on your menu. Yeah. You kind of cave in. Yeah. Next day, oh yeah, she was taking pictures. Then last year, I remember David Anders from iZombie. Yeah. So last year they had David Anders, Ali Mashalka, and Rose McIver there. Ali was taking pictures. Yeah. On Friday, David was not. Rose was not. I was like, okay. And then I assume David saw how much. Did take David a couple days to kind of catch up, but he eventually did take pictures at the table. Yeah. Rose never did. Again, it's up to you.
Personal choice, yeah.
Personal choice. But I'm sure David saw how much Ali was making. Yeah. And knowing that, I was like, she's going to change her mind. There's no way. Like, her sidekick in the show has a giant line consistently. Yeah. Come on.
Now, do you think, just from what you've seen with other people, do you think more people go for the autographs or the pictures?
Oh, I honestly think it's split. Okay. I really do.
What do you go more for? Pop figures aside.
Pictures.
Pictures?
It means more to me.
Okay, so you're paying more for an experience than a product, really.
Yeah, because I don't like because I feel like the photo ops is a product. Yeah. Because it doesn't look as genuine to me. Yeah. I mean,
we've all seen them.
If that's the only way that I can get a photo with that person, I will do it.
But everybody's photo op looks basically the same. You got that high school picture background.
Yeah,
exactly. And the person just kind of standing there uncomfortably while you put your arm around them.
Exactly. Whereas, picture at the table is so more personal to me. Yeah. But, that's just, again, it's what I do. Yeah. And that's what I wanted with Winona. I kept muttering, out of humor. I was like, hey, I just saved $40. I will give it to you. Yeah. Like, it will be yours. Yeah. Like, I just want to give you money, Melanie.
Right.
All I want
is for existing.
All I want is a picture. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, my veteran knowledge was right. She did change her mind.
Yeah. Because personally, I don't really care for my picture to be taken, but if you slip 220s towards me, I'm going to smile and, get that picture.
Yeah. And I didn't
$40 is $40.
Yeah. And I didn't touch her. So, I didn't even make her get up. That's how much I wanted the picture with her. Yeah. Like I crouched down and we did like a funny little pose on the table. Yeah. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I mean, what other job can you have where you can make $40 in like a minute's worth of, in big quotation marks, work?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So because it's your phone, it's someone else taking the picture. It's all she has to do is sit there and look pretty, literally.
Yes. Exactly, and that's what she did.
Yeah,
and this is all I wanted.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm just glad I was right.
Yeah, but also I'm gonna keep emphasizing this to our listeners. You went there prepared for either answer.
Oh yes.
If she would have said no, you wouldn't have whined. You wouldn't have thrown a fit.
Even
you wouldn't have been that fan.
No, like even the day before when they said she wasn't, I said, "Well, am I allowed to still say hello?" And I didn't say anything about, "Oh, why aren't you taking a picture?" It's just like, you know,
because that's gonna get no picture for you.
I was gonna get no picture, and also if she gets lots of those, she will not come back.
Right.
So nobody gets.
It's like all they wanted is pictures. Well, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go where.
I'm gonna go to Comic-Con.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was that, and I'm very nice, and I did reiterate again. I'm sorry I can't come to the panel, but I was the guy that said yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who's very behind.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, don't worry. We all just die. Yeah, we all die, and then we come back, and then we all just sit around knitting."
Nice.
And I was like, "Fantastic!
Yeah, can't wait to see it.
Can't wait to see it."
And then we're gonna find out that's probably actually true.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
It's based on a comic, and it runs on Sci-Fi. Literally anything is possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was my Sunday,
and then Monday is the wrap-up day.
Yeah. I mean, more things happened on Sunday, but that was like the last bit.
Yeah.
I want to say that I did meet Scott Adsit, who's the voice of Baymax.
Yeah.
Who actually, I want to say this too. There are very few people who do things for free at DragonCon.
Right.
Keep a lookout for those people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most of those people are authors and whatnot. So if you have
people that don't have the PR system behind them.
So if you've never heard of their work, you might not care.
Right.
Scott Adsit has gone a couple times, and he does in that kind of area because it's not the Walk of Fame, and he does it all for free.
Yeah.
And he was great. He actually did voice recordings as Baymax for people who had special requests. Mm-hmm. And for me, he had pictures of Baymax. I got one for my niece, so I think it'll be cool for her to realize one day. Yeah. She won't get it now. Yeah. But
But TeeVo met Baymax.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was really cool, and because he doesn't have to, he could totally charge.
Yeah.
And I would have paid.
Yeah.
But it was really cool that he did. So Scott Adsit, if you're out there listening, you're a good dude.
We love you, Baymax.
We love you.
And I'm sure you've done other work, but
30 Rock.
30 Rock, yeah. Which I've still never seen.
It was one of those things like everybody. He's one of those guys. He's always had like many TV appearances. Yeah. And even 30 Rock, like a very steady appearance. Yeah. But he always fits into those guy categories.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I know him from something.
And I'm sure he's like.
I mean, if you gotta be famous, that's really the best way to do it there. You got a steady stream of income, and you don't have to do real work.
Yeah. But yeah, that is Sunday. And then Monday, different story. So Monday is always the optional day for me. Okay. So sometimes if I had accomplished everything I wanted, why go? Right. Yeah. And with Parking Panda, you can cancel your reservation as long as
This starts to sound like an actual commercial.
Yes, you can cancel your parking reservation up until the moment you have to get in there. Okay. So if I decided, Sunday night, I think we're not gonna do Monday. Yeah. I would have got my money back for it.
How far in advance can you do Parking Panda? I mean, since we're advertising for them, might as well give the whole.
I think up until right then. So you probably buy it as if you were buying a ticket to go park anyway.
Well, I mean, like how far in advance? Like, can you buy a parking pass for
next year?
For Monday on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say next year. I don't think they're going to. Yeah. But the next year, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Mm-hmm. But.
Maybe they'll really be a sponsor next year.
Maybe. But Monday we decided, let's get some last minute things. Yeah.
Wesley had to do some more shopping.
That was the day I wanted to meet Brett Dalton because while there's so many people I wanted to say hey to again, particularly people like Brett Dalton, I did get to say hello to Karen Gillan again. Mm-hmm. I also really wanted to say hello to Rachel Scarston. Okay. She was on Lost Girl, and recently she's been on Rain, but I just didn't have the funds.
Yeah.
And I felt a bit sad about it, but hopefully if you're out there, please come back.
Yeah.
But Brett Dalton.
Of course.
Brett Dalton.
Anybody who's listened to one episode of this show knows how you feel about Brett Dalton.
Brett Dalton. So I wanted to get the last person I didn't meet out of the way, which was Tim Rosen.
Okay.
Who is Doc Holliday on Wynonna Earp. Or if you watch Lost Girl, he played Massimo. Or if you watch Schitt's Creek, he plays Mutt.
Yes.
Fantastic
He should always have facial hair in some form.
Fantastic dude. So I got up and he said, "Hey, I'm Tim." I was like, "I'm also Tim." And we're like, he's like the two Tims.
So you had like a Step Brothers or Batman v Superman moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I said, just first of all, I remember seeing you in Lost Girl, and I detested your character. I detested you.
But in a good way.
Yeah. Well, he's like, good, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then I said, and then the shocking revelation when I was watching Wynonna Earp, because I didn't know it was you.
Yeah.
I did not know at all.
He's that good.
And then I told him, like, you said something around, like, episode 8, and just made me go, oh my God. And he lit up in joy. He was like, yes!
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's a great compliment.
It is. I mean, because a lot of actors, you see them and you see, like, okay, that's Jeff Bridges playing that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it's definitely a good thing when they can just disappear. And that guy totally did.
Yeah. And then Schitt's Creek. And to give you comedy there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I told him same thing.
He's done sci-fi, Western comedy. What's he doing next for you?
I told him same thing I told Melanie is that I wish I could go to the panel, and for the same reason he was like, "Oh yeah, I mean we spoil so much in those." Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, I figured," but I did walk away with a spoiler, not for Wynonna Earp, but we did get on Schitt's Creek, and he said, "Hey, let's just say between you and me." Mutt does return from the Pinecone Festival. Nice. I don't know what that means. And then I'm
sure Canadian listeners will know.
And I just nodded like, oh, so are you saying you're going to be back? But me saying, I didn't know you leave. He's like, I'm not saying anything, man. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
And in your head, you're thinking, well, I wouldn't understand if you did say anything.
But I was like, oh, crap. Well, now when I see season 3 of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. When he goes away for the Pinecone Festival, whenever it comes to Netflix.
It might not look like he's coming back.
Yeah.
But, oh, man.
No. And you heard it here probably first.
Yeah.
Unless you listen to Canadian podcasts.
Yeah. or people from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're watching it right now. I don't know.
Yeah. And if you're watching it right now, we apologize for the spoiler, but what are the chances?
But it's just like, I looked at everybody I was with. I was like, I managed to avoid Wynonna Earp spoilers, but I didn't expect to get Schitt's Creek spoilers.
Right.
And to close off the Walk of Fame. Oh, wait, no. I did. My friend Wesley, I convinced him to buy a Verse Flash Pop.
Yeah.
And then we did go meet him again.
Okay.
And I consider this the epilogue of my encounter. I said, hey, it was, thank you for coming and thank you for letting me do that. He was like, I think, I saw it posted. I think I gave it a like on Twitter.
Nice.
So
you have a nice Matt bookend.
Yeah.
Right there.
And I think he kind of made it sound like if time permits, he'd be down to do it again.
Yeah.
So don't know when that will be ever, but it didn't seem like he was didn't seem like a one-time deal.
So if you're listening and you're not subscribed to our YouTube page yet, hit subscribe so when we ever do get to interview him again, you'll know.
Yes. Well, we did that, and the last person to close out the Walk of Fame chapter for DragonCon 2017, Brett Dalton.
Of course.
I had a special...
You couldn't leave DragonCon without seeing your husband.
Yes. I had a special request for Brett Dalton. Last year, on the last day, we took a very loving photo.
Yeah.
It's been in the background of my phone for a year. It's not right now, because my special request was, I want to recreate this photo. It's not the first person I did it with. I did it with Ksenia Solo for a picture. Okay. But it wasn't as embraceful as Brett Dalton.
Right.
So I wait for Brett. He comes in, and I told him, I don't know if he remembers me. It's okay if he doesn't. Yeah. That's another thing. DragonCon tip in general. Yeah. If they don't remember you, don't be offended.
Yeah. They meet thousands of people.
Yes,
you know?
Especially at cons.
I was about to say, just within a weekend.
Yeah, so they don't remember you from a year ago.
Yeah.
Don't be offended.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I was there, and I even, he implied that, I came to see you last year, so I didn't want to talk about Ward stuff because
you mildly stalked him last year.
Yeah. Well, just by saying I, visited you last year here, I mean, clearly a fan.
Right.
So I did talk about his recent work. He did a film called Resurrection of Gavin Stone. Mm-hmm. So I talked about that, not to, get a reaction, but we know Ward. Yeah. We've had our talk about Ward. Yeah. We got it. But here's a new work you did. Mm-hmm. I want to tell you that, hey, I enjoyed it. And I even said, I saw it. He's like, really? It's good. Not a lot of people did. Well, I did.
He's like, you're the one who saw it.
I didn't bring my ticket stub, but I have too much integrity to lie to you about it.
Yeah.
So going back to the whole...
about a movie like that, you can't lie.
Yeah. So going back to the whole, please don't lie.
Right.
If you didn't see it...
Yeah, because you never know who's gonna question you.
And I would have been prepared.
Yeah.
If he had quizzed me on it, I've been prepared to tackle that movie. But then I said, I have a special request, and I showed him a picture, and his handler and him were we were getting technical about it because he wore a jacket. Mm-hmm. And he brought the same jacket. It turns out that he really likes that jacket. Okay. But, he took it off, in preparation to do autographs. Yeah. So he was like, oh, wait, I was wearing that. So he put the jacket back on. So in his mind, we are really recreating.
This is dedication. Yeah.
And then,
now, are you wearing the same shirt as last year?
I was not. Oh. I more or less was, when I say recreate.
So he was more dedicated than you were.
When I say recreate, I meant the pose. Yeah. So... Yeah, him and his hand oh no, wait, your elbow was right here, and then I'm gonna do this to you, and you can't see it, people, but for a minute, we were just hugging like this, trying to reposition until the picture happened.
So you're basically fondling Brett Dalton.
I was, and I'm not gonna say anything lewd, right? But having my head in his chest, it's a very comforting place.
Yeah. You've literally never been closer.
I felt very safe. Yeah, in his arms.
Nice.
I don't know how that's going to perceive if anybody's listening.
Hey, if anybody, like I said, if anybody's listened to one of our past episodes, they know how you feel about them.
But I don't know if I felt it last year. Maybe I was a little sad that the chapter was closing. Right. So seeing him again, it was I got to appreciate. Yeah. And yeah. Just you should tell Mrs. Beard.
Oh, I definitely will.
That's what it feels like. Maybe she'll get to know one day. Yeah, that was a challenge.
She might have to recreate your picture there. Be like, okay, this is what we're copying, and
you can't copy. You have to make your own memory, or at least pretend like that's your memory. Right? Yeah. Don't show a picture of me.
This is when I was TeeVo last year. I was cosplaying as TeeVo.
Yeah, but you should relay that. Having your head inside Brett Dalton's chest is very safe. I don't know if she feels the same way about you. Yeah.
I would hope so, at least close.
I don't think I would feel safe in your chest.
No, I wouldn't expect you to.
But Brett Dalton's chest. Dalton, yeah. I felt like the world was okay.
Yeah. But, what a better way to end Dragon Con there.
Well, really, the full end, that was the end of the Walk of Fame. Then we went into a Shield panel. Okay. And by then... most people had gone. Mm-hmm. Ming Na was there only on Saturday. But thankfully I already got Ming Na at another con. Yeah. So I didn't have to deal with her line. Not that I wouldn't want to, but well, when I already got a picture, a photo op, and an autograph.
Mm-hmm. You got the trifecta then.
I did get the trifecta. and
there's no pop figure, so.
Yeah. Oh, I already had the pop figure.
Well, but no new one.
No new one. Yeah. And Elizabeth Henstridge had already left, so it was just Mallory Jensen and Brett Dalton. But man, Brett Dalton is a showman. Yeah. Because he definitely knows how to ignite a crowd. Okay. Just saying funny answers and just that banter. Yeah. It's obviously a show, but that's what he's there for.
It's literally what he's getting paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a great way to end it. I mean, there were no spoilers talking because really, there were spoilers for this season. Yeah. But these are two people who have characters that are dead, so they have nothing to say about season 5.
Hey, here's a spoiler, we're not in it.
I don't have dirt on season 5. Right. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe if I went to the Simmons one, or the one with Simmons was there, maybe.
But I
doubt she would have said anything.
Yeah, because Marvel is very good at keeping secrets.
The only thing she probably said was, "It is existing."
Yeah. It's happening. It's going to be more episodes than we originally thought, and it's going to start sooner than we originally thought.
That's all.
Yeah. But that is all common knowledge, too. Now.
Yes. But, yeah, that was great. And I had a great time. If anybody on our dedicated us has more questions, be happy to answer.
Yeah, comment, tweet to us,
Yeah. But other than that, if you just listen to both or 3 episodes of Dragon Con stuff. Well, 4. Didn't we do a pre-Dragon Con last year?
Last year, yeah.
And then we did a pre-one and then a post-one.
Yeah. The only reason we didn't do a pre-one this time is it would have
I would have said mostly the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen to them, I'm not saying you have to do Dragon Con like me.
Right.
But if you're listening and you think, hey, you do it so well with, because that's what I want to do.
But even if you listen to last year's episode and then this year, there are dramatic differences in there.
But if the style of Dragon Con is what you want to do, please give a listen.
Yeah.
And again, hit us up with questions. I definitely have learned the ins and outs of Dragon Con.
We need a TeeVo's Guide to Dragon Con book.
Yes, but it'd be so short because it's only like one specific track.
Right, yeah. It's a 99-cent ebook.
Yeah. Because if you want to do other things...
It'll be a pamphlet.
Yeah, if you want to do other things... Can't help you there.
Yeah, the first page will be a short set of instructions, and the last page will be, but do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and have any lasting questions?
No, I think between last year and this year, you've pretty much covered it. I mean, if people have not wanted to go to Dragon Con before, I'm thinking that they want to now. I mean, because it can be, if we had Wesley in here, he would tell a different story. And we would intersect at certain points. But he has his own story, and and it would be just as exciting. But he went his track.
And I know people who go for the nightlife, and I've heard we've had talks on the Facebook, and they sound like they had just as great of a time as me, just a different time.
And there are people that go strictly for cosplaying. And
I know some of those people, and I know a person. He didn't go this year, but he spent all his time in the gaming hall. But I mean, in the gaming hall, you get to be introduced to new games that aren't even out, and then play with different people. It's all there.
So when you go, don't feel like you have to do everything because you can't. Especially if you want to do autographs.
If you don't care about certain things, don't feel like you have to do it either.
Right. But also, if you don't get everything done, don't be mad at that either. Just remember that next year, to spread things out a little bit more, time things a little better.
Well, there is Thursday, but there are certain things, or a lot of things you can't do on Thursday. And then,
but if you're going for vendors,
you have 4 days. Plan accordingly.
And drink your vitamins.
Yes.
And I think that about wraps it up for this week. We'll see you next week when we'll be talking about who knows what.